Well, while Nigerians are talking about the continued abduction of the remaining Chibok girls, a renowned filmmaker, Joel Benson, decided to make a documentary.
This is the first ever VR documentary on the girls that takes you to Chibok from where you are. And our correspondent Theophilus Elama has that report.
The sleepy town of Chibok in Nigeria's northeast continues to grapple with a seemingly endless wait for the return of more than 100 schoolgirls who were abducted by the armed group Boko Haram 5 years ago. Life has not remained the same for the community, which still feels haunted. While the people of Chibok try to come out of the grueling experience, Nigerians are remembering the event of that day in a documentary titled Daughters of Chibok. Renowned documentary filmmaker Joel Benson took the bull by the horn to tell the Chibok story using the virtual reality 360 degrees platform. Daughters of Chibok was told through the eyes of one of the mothers of the missing Chibok girls, Yana Galang.
When they told me that my daughter, Rifkatu, was among the girls that were kidnapped from the school, I could not believe it. What did I do? Who did I offend? Many women lost their daughters that night. We were all confused.
The Chibok story is a very important story in Nigeria's history, and Chibok is a place that a lot of people have heard of but never been to. So I've always wanted to tell a story about Chibok. However, using the vehicle of virtual reality made it a lot stronger, because then it's able to sort of like take people virtually into Chibok, which is the aim. See what that place is like, see what the people are like, experience Chibok,
The 10 minutes documentary premiered in 3 locations in Lagos.
Before this time, nobody even knew we existed. Rivka, to my daughter. For 5 years, I have wept and waited, praying for you to return. I will not stop praying for you, Rifukatu. I will never stop. And I know that one day my prayers will be answered.
We spoke with a cross-section of Nigerians who watched the documentary, and they told us of their experiences.
The movie made the situation to be more real to me. All I've ever heard about it was stories, news, and all that, and it was like handling a toy. But watching these parents themselves and seeing the whole scenario where it happened made it real to me.
Living the pain of those women, as a mother, I feel their pain. I know exactly what it is to go through this kind of thing. So it's not a good experience, although I enjoyed watching it, but it's not an experience that anybody would want to go through.
With VR, it's 360. So you get to see, for example, there are some clips in their houses. So you could see the ceiling, you could see the ground, you could see the walls, you could see everything. So it's different.
The idea is just to say, hey, look, what can we do for these women? What can we do for the parents of the Chibok girls? How can we make their lives just a little bit easier while they wait for the return of their daughters?
Watching this through the VR platform can't be compared to watching it via a conventional television. Theophilus Elama, TVC News, Lagos.
Now joining me via Skype from Yola is a documentary filmmaker and the producer director of Daughters of Chibok, Joel Benson. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. I'll start with, why did you decide to make use of virtual reality to tell this story that is very, very important in Nigeria's history?
Well, I guess, hi, first of all. The most important thing is to be able to create this immersive experience for people where they can take them to Chibok, literally. Because you see, Chibok is very far. It's very remote. And a lot of people who've heard about it would like to go there. I've always wanted to go to Chibok. And so the first time I went there, I was like, wow, how can I recreate this experience for other people who would like to go to Chibok? There's always this, some people that you ask will say, oh no, it doesn't exist, it's just a gist. But with VR, you know that this is real. It takes you there. You can look around, you can see the place. It's almost like going there yourself. And
Now, now share with us your experience achieving this using virtual reality. What was the experience using the virtual reality to tell this story before it came out there?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna make a 360 film, a VR film, it's the workflow can be quite hectic. I remember that we made 2 trips to Chibok, filming over a period of about maybe 2 weeks. So first trip we made a 7-day trip, and then came back, watched the clips, wasn't quite satisfied, and then we had to go back again. So it was pretty it's pretty tough. And then also you're sort of like an absent director. So yes, you're there, but you cannot be in the shot because the camera sees all around. So it can be quite interesting navigating that. Obviously, trying to tell your characters to, do their best, just ignore me, do your thing, and all of that. It was tough, but quite interesting. I embraced the challenge.
Now, with this, would you say that the advent of virtual reality in movies have come to stay in Nigeria?
I'm no expert on that. I'm just a filmmaker doing my thing. Yes, there are quite a few people who are also experimenting with using that medium to tell stories. But for me, it was really about the kind of stories that I encounter, when I make my documentaries. Some of them I feel would be much stronger using the vehicle of VR. So I'm just going to be doing my thing, and while everybody else does theirs, let's hope that we can make more stories with VR and take people to places where they ordinarily would not be able to go to.
So with the kind of challenges you have faced, do you intend to infuse more of the VR in telling your stories? And what more can the VR, beyond movies, what else can the VR be used for?
Well, first of all, I will be doing a lot more, creating a lot more VR content. Like I said, I've been to quite a few places, and there are some of those places where I feel that it would be great to tell these stories in VR. In terms of what else can VR be used for, it can be used for literally anything. I mean, think about it: education, tourism. The thing is this, right? VR can take you to places where you ordinarily would not be able to go to. So, if you just imagine that, then you can imagine what can be done with it. Literally anything. You can use it to teach. You can use it to show examples. You can use it for trainings. You can use it for pretty much anything. So it's a whole new, interesting world out there waiting for us to explore with VR.
All right, an interesting world waiting for us to explore. Joel Benson, thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you.
It's really an interesting one there, taking everyone to Chibok, where it gives you this real,
you can have
real
a feel
feeling.
of the environment. Right.